Hey, Joel Klatt here, and this is In the Booth after this Ohio State win against Minnesota. In the Booth is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Remember, it is the official drink of Fansville as we give you some immediate reaction here after Ohio State's win on the road in the opening week of the season. Well, let's start with CJ Stroud. That was the biggest question mark coming in to tonight's ball game for Ohio State. They come in ranked in the top 5 in the country. They were just in the national championship game. Playoffs in the last 2 seasons. Ryan Day has only lost 2 games as a head coach at Ohio State. And the biggest question was, what were they going to look like with a brand-new quarterback, trying to fill the shoes, the large ones, of Justin Fields, who's now on to the NFL. And for the first half, it didn't look great, right? CJ Stroud struggled. Remember, he had not attempted a pass in college football before tonight, and so he was very raw. This was going to be a struggle at times, and it was in the first half. He came out, loved the game plan early. I thought Ryan Day got him a couple of easy completions on the outside. They got the run game started. Mayan Williams took it for a huge run for their first score, and then he started to struggle through the second quarter. A lot of those passes he threw high. There were overthrows. There was the interception, and those mistakes led Ohio State to a deficit in the first half, and now they're sitting in the locker room, and it's 14-10, I believe, at that point. And you got to think that there was a little bit of doubt for C.J. Stroud, like, man, this is more difficult than you think. But Buckeye fans, this is why it's so great to have Ryan Day and the experience around your quarterback. Do you realize what you have in your coach? There's not many coaches in America that would be calm enough to say we're going to continue to push the ball down the field. We're going to continue to be aggressive with our quarterback that has struggled here in the second quarter. And he did that, right? This guy is bold in his play calling. He's not reckless. There are people that are reckless and just throw the ball down the field just to throw the ball down the field. It's calculated. He does it at the right times. He finds the matchups. But Ryan Day essentially threw C.J. Stroud out of his struggles in the second quarter by dialing up easy completions down the field. It's not easy to do, right? Now, what helps with that? It helps when you're running the football well, and they were. The Buckeyes ran it for almost 10 yards a carry. So what they do, they utilize that success, the quality of their offensive line, to go to the play-action game, find some protection, and then push the ball down the field, being aggressive and being bold. I thought Stroud did a great job of that. Buckeye fans, I would be excited to see the growth into the second half. He had 5 completions in the second half, 5. 4 of them went for touchdowns and a total of 236 yards. That's insane, right? Now, does that mean like all of a sudden he was a world beater? No, not necessarily. What it does mean, though, is that you've got unbelievable talent on the outside, right? It felt like every time Ohio State got the ball that like something big was about to happen, and that's because of the talent on the field. It's also because of the talent and the timing and the knowledge of the play caller. I thought Ryan Day tonight was terrific. If I were giving like a game ball, like who was the best performer of the night for Ohio State on offense, it would be Ryan Day. Why? He didn't panic. He continued to stay bold, and then he found the areas to throw the ball down the field. This is why he's one of the best offensive coaches in college football. He allowed the veterans on the team to carry a young quarterback through his struggles in his first start, and he got him through to the other side. That's hard to do. That's hard to do, and they were able to do that. Explosive plays. The young players for Ohio State, I thought we saw some really exciting things from young players. Now, a few that we didn't see. We didn't see much out of the defensive ends, Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau. We did not see much of the young wide receivers because it was a close game, so you kind of hung in there with Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, and obviously Chris Olave. So we didn't see some of those young wide receivers. But who did you see? You saw Denzel Burke, a young corner, get a start on the outside for the Silver Bullets. You saw Travion Henderson get the huge play in the second half, as advertised. I've never had coaches talk as high about Ohio State running back at this stage in their career. And I saw J.K. Dobbins when he was a true freshman, even in that spring before his true freshman year. And I thought he was sensational, and you can see that out of Travion Henderson. He's a little bit more bulked up than J.K. was at the time. He's probably a little faster at that point. You saw that on the long little swing pass out to the left side. So excited about that for Ohio State. So that's kind of the offensive side of the ball. I thought that the bigger question coming in for Ohio State outside of quarterback was the defense. Is the defense fixed? Folks, that remains to be seen. Okay? If you're a Buckeye fan right now, the defense remains to be seen. I think that the defensive line is very deep and very talented. Huge play out of Zach Harrison. That's got to make you feel better because he's a guy that you need some production out of. You're going to need 9, 10, maybe 11 sacks out of Zach Harrison. Why? Because he put pressure on the quarterback last year, but he didn't get to the quarterback. In fact, they put a similar amount of pressure on quarterbacks last year as they did the previous season, but they just didn't get home. Right, you didn't have the Chase Young that was getting to the quarterback and ultimately bringing him down to the ground. And you saw that tonight. Huge play. Harrison coming around Tanner Morgan, strip sack, Haskell Garrett touchdown. Huge play. Huge momentum boost for Ohio State. Now, in the second level at linebacker, questions. In the third level at DB, injuries and questions. I don't know what Ohio State's going to do in the secondary, and I don't think that it's a scheme problem. I don't think it's a Kerry Combs problem. Right now, I think it's a lack of personnel problem. Not that these players aren't good, because I love Ransom and Proctor. I think Denzel Burke is going to be a great player. I thought Ryan Watts played well. They just don't have any depth, and I don't know who the first rounder is out there. Right, and the bar is really high for Ohio State. So, Ohio State fans, I think there are some concerns on the defensive side. I think that the questions are outstanding at this point, moving forward, in particular with Oregon coming in. On the other side for Minnesota fans, my heart was absolutely ripped out of my chest when Mohamed Ibrahim went out of the game. I really hope that that's not a bad injury and that he can play at some point this year, because with him on the field, I think Minnesota is a team that can threaten to win that side of the conference. But without him, I'm not sure. I think that they feel more confident in their stable of running backs than maybe they did in previous seasons, but we'll see. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that offense, the entire offense. Its tempo, its philosophy is built around Mohamed Ibrahim. So I really hope that he's okay. And Mohamed, if you see this, best wishes, man. I hope you get well soon. I hope it's not serious. And I really, really, really want to see you on the football field soon, because you're a joy to watch. Really, you're a joy to watch. And you made this game a hell of a game, at least through 3 quarters. Tanner Morgan, hell of a performance, right? Over 200 yards throwing the football. I thought you hung in there. Heart goes out to you, man. I know that you're dealing with things that are far greater than football, and it's given you an amazing perspective of what this game is and what it means to you. And so to you and your family, I hope that this game brought some joy and a little bit of normalcy back to your life, because you're a great family, you're a terrific player, an even better person. I really enjoyed meeting you, and I sincerely mean that, and hope you have a great season here at Minnesota. Moving forward, here we go. Big Noon Kickoff, traveling to Wisconsin. Big Noon Saturday. Gus and I will be in the chairs, Jenny on the sideline, as we head to Madison for Penn State and Wisconsin. Cannot wait for that one. I know you can't wait as well. So we will head there early in the morning and see you on Saturday. I'm Joel Klatt. This has been In the Booth after a big Ohio State win over Minnesota in the first week of the season. It's been brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Remember, it is the official drink of Fansville. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College football on Fox.